Frank, you're innocent. Frank, the city of Fayetteville is declining to press charges and they're dropping the case against you. Which wasn't surprising to me because I always knew that justice would prevail. I always knew that the law would be on my side because I'm not a lawbreaker like the other guy who's still facing an aggravated assault charge. And as a law-abiding citizen, I always had faith in the good guys winning. I always knew that in the end, the good guys would win and justice would prevail. So in the interest of justice, I will be attending the trial so that I, the victim, can make sure that justice is done and served properly. And just because he threatened me with a gun, you know, he is still a human. And we have to pray that the psychiatrist in the prison and the other inmates can set him straight and make him obey society's laws and be a better person. You know, have faith in the law. Boogie has admitted to being completely out of his mind and playing with firearms like they're toys. So they'll probably take him away. You know, they'll probably take the guns away. They'll probably, you know, lock him up, which is what he needs. It was very empowering for me to confront my abuser, my traumatizer, my mental rapist who has harassed me and belittled me and sent his fans to attack me and say horrible things to me day in and day out. It just never ends. I'm getting death threats, you know, I'm a trauma survivor and I'm trying to be a better person. So here is my pledge to you, okay? When Boogie goes to prison for abusing me, I'll be there, okay? I will visit him in prison to tell him I forgive him for what he did to me and to get him to salute me and to get him to apologize to me through 6 inches of glass. You know, and I'll record it. I'll have a camera on my head and I'll put it on Gumroad for $5 for everybody. And if you're a victim of bullying, you need to get on my Gumroad because it'll make you feel better about the trauma you've suffered. You know, I love you guys. Have a happy 4th of July. Thank you.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Unfortunately, things did not go that way. It did not go that way. Oops, that's not what I want. Let me hide that. Oh, there we go. Hello, everybody. Hello. So what you just saw was a little bit of a vignette from Frank Hassel right here on his feud with YouTuber Boogie2988, who had a little bit of good news today. He had a little bit of good news in that he apparently had a very good day in court. He released this video, which we're going to go over, called "My Legal Issues Are Finally Over." So I figured I would cover this real quick since this is, I guess, breaking. Had this, his jail mugshot when he was arrested, because Boogie was arrested for all this. Yeah, we're gonna go through this real quick because I thought it'd be funny. I've already watched a good bit of this, and Boogie lies at least explicitly already once from what I've seen. But we're gonna go into that. So buckle in, folks.
Well, it is finally over. I literally just left the courthouse. I've gotten home, sat down, and I'm ready to talk to you about everything. All of the things I've not been able to say for the last couple of years. And I'm going to ask 2 huge favors of you here. The first of which is, if you haven't watched one of my recent videos, I'm going to put a playlist down below. I would really appreciate it if you would check out some of my recent videos. It's likely you haven't seen one of my videos in your feed for quite some time.
I wouldn't even really bemoan Boogie for this. Like, he does deserve to monetize this. Like, this is his, like, legal issues, and it did cost money, so he has every right to monetize the coverage off of this. So I can't even blame Boogie for this, to be honest.
And maybe you'll like what you see. And secondly, I'm going to ask you to make it all the way to the end of this video. This might likely be the very last video of mine you'll ever watch, and I would like it if you heard everything I had to say. So please, bear with me, and let me get all this out. Secondly, let me point out just how expensive all of this was. And obviously, I took money out of my bank account, and I paid for it out of pocket. I'm not putting up a GoFundMe. I'm not e-begging here. I'm not asking you to bail me out. What I am saying is this cost tens of thousands of dollars to fight to get the outcome that we got. Is it a perfect outcome? No. But it's the one that we got, and it cost a fuckload to get there. Not only that,
I would say Boogie is pretty lucky for this, but this is also sort of the most likely outcome. To my knowledge, Boogie doesn't have a criminal record whatsoever, so this would be his first offense. He goes into what he got, and we'll go into that too.
But I was advised by everyone to lay low, to live stream less, to make less YouTube videos, to say less things that could be taken out of context and used against me before we had a result, because you know from Reddit and 4chan that that's what they like to do to me. So I laid low for years. For almost 2 years. I barely made any videos. I barely live streamed. I planned to hit it running, but that cost me a small fortune and lost wages and lost ad revenue as well. So if at any point you have felt that maybe I got wronged in this situation and you want me to just help recoup that loss, you can become a channel member here by clicking the member button down below. You can subscribe to me on Twitch for $5 a month. I do have a Patreon, though I barely use it, but you can go throw $1 at me there. Or more importantly, you can buy the—
Remember, guys, he's not gonna e-bag. He's definitely not gonna e-bag.
these mean t-shirts that I had built up. The link is going to be down below. I'll throw the link up here as well. They're pretty—
I'm fairly certain that Frank Hassel owns the rights to this image, which might land him in some trouble later on. I'm fairly certain because this is from Frank's GoPro. I'm just saying.
pretty cool. I like these t-shirts. My t-shirts are on the way. $9 profit for each one, and the money is going to go to two major causes. The first of which is paying myself back for all the ridiculous amount of legal fees that I spent here, and 10% of every sale is going to Ukrainian relief, though we haven't picked the charity just yet. Obviously, I'll show the receipts on Twitter when the time comes. I should also
say, for every shirt, you get to send 80 cents to Ukraine. Oh boy.
That those shirts are probably going to be very limited edition because people are really mad about them. So they're probably going to end up getting taken down at some point. If you're going to get one, I would get one ASAP. Now here's why you clicked on the video. No, I'm not going to jail. Obviously, I'm not going to jail. Did I fuck up? Yeah.
Again, obviously, yeah, a little, I don't know about that one.
I did. Should I have ever been put in that situation to begin with? No. The state, the judge, everyone obviously understood that. And if you're the kind of person—
Now, just because Boogie got a plea deal, to TLDR, Boogie got a plea deal for a deferred judgment, I believe. Same kind of thing that Ralph has for his revenge pornography charge. Basically, as long as Boogie keeps his nose clean for the next 2 years, then the case will most likely just be dismissed and it won't go on his record. So, yeah, good for him on that one.
Person that thinks that I should have gone to jail, or you've heard some of these other rumors I'm going to dispel Ukrainian relief, though we haven't picked the charity just yet. Obviously, I'll show the receipts on Twitter when the time comes. I should also say that those shirts are probably going to be very limited edition because people are really mad about them. So they're probably going to end up getting taken down at some point. If you're going to get one, I would get one ASAP. Now here's why you click.
Again, I have a feeling that Frank, if he wanted to be specifically malicious, could probably actually strike that on the grounds of owning the copyright to the image of Boogie pointing the gun. I'm not entirely sure if that's how it works because I'm pretty sure that like news outlets have also used that image, but I have no clue.
On the video, no, I'm not going to jail. Obviously, I'm not going to jail. Did I fuck up? Yeah, I did. Should I have ever been put in that situation to begin with? No. The state, the judge, everyone obviously understood that. And if you're the kind of person that thinks that I should have gone to jail, or you've heard some of these other rumors I'm going to dispel in this video, please understand how wrong you are about me. That the prosecutor, that the judge, that my lawyer, that—
I don't think Boogie should go to jail. However, I do think that he should be barred from owning firearms. I genuinely believe that. Even as a Second Amendment person, Boogie was not handling that gun properly. And with his myriad of anxiety issues as well as drug use, like, yeah, he probably shouldn't be holding a gun regardless.
Everyone involved knows how wrong you are and made a decision based on how wrong you are about me. And if you were wrong about this situation, maybe you've been—
Also, bear in mind, just because the state opts to not pursue charges against you does not mean that they don't have a case. They just might not want to deal with the freaking hassle. I can totally imagine a prosecutor and a judge both agreeing that, you know what, actually, it really doesn't benefit us with this going to court. It's actually a lot better if we just manage to get them to plea out so we don't have to deal with this. I have a feeling that might be the reason why Frank wasn't charged, because they just don't want to deal with this stuff.
Wrong about some of the other things you think about me as well. Maybe now's the time to reevaluate, okay? That's all I ask. Like, one of the most common memes that I heard that was just completely fabricated is that I shot towards a school, or I'm in a school zone. My house is not in a school zone. Look at Google Maps. The nearest school is miles away from me, and I was facing the opposite direction, so I didn't shoot at a school. That is just one of the many, many things that people take out of context and add to it and make believe in this crazy game of telephone where people make me out to be some bad guy, and then you and other people fall for it.
Now, I am actually kind of curious. Does Boogie actually live near a school zone? I don't know where Boogie lives. I don't know. He lives too close somewhere. They made an indiscriminate fire even more erogenous. egregious. He lives near a school, but not in a school zone. Who started that meme? Well, I mean, to be fair, Wild Goose and the thing did. So I'll give him that. There were people saying that he did shoot inside of a school zone. That's not the part that I'm really contesting, but we'll get to the part that I do contest a little bit later.
Do not fall for their manipulation, please. Another insane thing I heard was that I invited him here, when that is the opposite of reality. I told him once he was in my town that if you come to my home, that I would be forced to defend myself. Do not come here. Like, even if you are completely tone deaf to sarcasm, even if you are completely oblivious to hyperbole and what it is, it was pretty evident to anyone with a fucking brain that I was telling this person not to come here. And the reason I told him not.
So this is what Boogie says. But what did Boogie actually say? Let's take a look from his little interview that he had, or not interview, but the little call that he had with Frank Castle and Keemstar.
You know, your address is public information.
I
Anybody
understand.
can
That's
come
why
to your
you're in
house.
this fucking town. I dare you to fucking come here. I
I'm
dare
visiting
you.
a friend, Boogie. What's wrong with visiting friends?
Visit me, friend. Visit me.
Well,
sound like
Boogie,
you're
if
asking
you
me to
Boogie,
come
if
to
you
your house
invite
now.
him
You
over to
sound
your house,
unhinged.
if
being sarcastic. If you come here, I'll end you.
well,
I will use
mean,
castle doctrine to fucking end you. Do you understand that?
You come here, I'll end you.
Yeah. Well, there you go, buddy. Okay.
Just as an FYI, if you're dealing with the person that you deem as a quote-unquote stalker, do not dare them to come to your house. Don't do that, Boogie. So no, you clearly did challenge him. Whether or not that was hyperbole or sarcasm, it doesn't really matter. On paper, you 100% challenged him. You said, "Visit me." It's not really. You're just kind of lying, Boogie. I'm sorry. You're just kind of lying.
Not to come here is because he said when he did, he would make sure that it was the worst day of my life. Worse than when my
I'm
parents
having this at
molested me.
1.5 speed
Those
too.
were
Whoops.
his words. They're all over YouTube. You can find them. I'm not going to put it here because this is the kind of guy who would use that clip as a reason to take down this video. So I'm obviously not going to give him that leverage.
Again, you've got the image that he owns on your merch store. Didn't think this one too through, huh, Boogie?
But for fuck's sakes, man, you take threats like that seriously. Anyone would. This is a person who had been stalking me online for months, threatening me online for months. This is a person who, in the middle of a pandemic...
To my knowledge, I don't believe that Boogie was ever threatened directly by Frank Castle. I think Frank generally understands how to not mess with people in a legal sense and how to not get in trouble. So I'm gonna guess that he understands the way to fly under the radar.
Got on a plane and flew from where he lives in Atlanta, Georgia, to Fayetteville, Arkansas, for the sole purposes of harassing me in person and filming it for profit. That is not a good person. That's not a comedian. That's not a...
Frank Castle is legitimately funny. I'm sorry that your sense of humor can't grasp that, Boogie, but he is a legitimately funny person.
nice guy. And you combine that with the fact that this person told me that they were going to make sure it was the worst day of my life, worse than when I got molested. Obviously, you treat that person...
Also, I'm pretty sure Frank didn't say it was going to be worse. Actually, Frank might have. I don't remember, actually.
person like the mentally ill motherfucker they are, right? You have to. And because of all of this, I was confident. That my lawyer is confident. Hell, I even think
I mean, lawyers generally try to put on a facade of confidence, even if they're not confident, because amazingly, you really don't want a person who's not confident about your case representing you. So it's in their interest to appear confident, Boogie. I'm sorry.
prosecutor was confident that if this went to court, I would walk away completely unscathed. That's why we got the deal that we got, right? Any jury who saw those videos, who saw those threats, who saw that harassment is probably going to side with me. And it's better for the prosecutor in this situation to get his victory than to have that court loss, I think. That's my opinion of what happened. I don't know for sure. I'm not that prosecutor. I'm not.
Again, it's most likely, if I had to guess, the prosecutor and the judge were just like, yeah, this isn't worth it. He's not a repeat offender. This is his first offense. These people are insane and dumb, and we really don't want our courtroom turning into a circus. Don't do anything dumb again, and you can go free.
Not in his head, but that's what it seemed like it happened to me, and that seems to be what my lawyer thought as well. Now, I think anyone with a brain can agree that I should have never been put into that situation, but that doesn't mean I acted properly or perfectly in that situation. There are mistakes I made, and I want to own those mistakes. I wanted to own them that day, right? I wanted to come to Twitter and say, this is what I did wrong. This is what I should not have done. And I wasn't allowed to do that because it could have made my case far worse. My lawyer told me to shut up and lay low, and that's what I've done. But now it's over. The decision is made. The judge has signed off on it. And now I can admit all the fault I want. My first mistake was engaging with this person in any way on any level, right? The way I discovered this person even existed was by his fans coming into my stream, telling me that this guy was coming to my house. He was going to hurt me. He was going to harass me. And I reached out to mutual people and said, is this guy actually legit? Is this guy actually...
I think he's talking about his appearance on the kill stream. I think that was like the first interaction that Boogie and Frank had with each other.
Crazy? Is he actually crazy enough to do something like that? And they all told me no.
Yeah, Boogie is on quartering speed, but people have been bitching about me using 1.25 speed, so I'm just not doing it.
No, it's just trolling. It's just smokes and mirrors. He's not a crazy person. He actually won't do that kind of thing. And you know what? I made the mistake of believing him, and that was a stupid, stupid mistake.
Now, granted, I'm going to guess that his friends are like, yeah, just like lock the doors and call the police. He's probably not going to break in. If he does come to your house, just don't confront him. Just call the police, which honestly is what you should do whenever like some crazy person on the internet comes and starts like hollering at you, you know, just tell him to fuck off and then call the police. That's all you need to do.
Every YouTuber I've talked to, every celebrity, every PR person all tells me, never engage. That's rule one of the internet, I think. Never engage, right? With these type of people or people who don't like you or say outlandish things to try to get a reaction. Don't engage. And the way that they choose not to engage is by pretending that they're better than other people, right? Like I've literally had a PR person say, you have to pretend that you're above these people. You have to be above these people. But I can't do that. Everybody is on the same level as me in my mind.
I don't for a second believe that Boogie actually doesn't like view people he doesn't like on the internet as lesser than him.
I'm not better than anybody, and nobody's better than me. We're all just people.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You know what? Actually, I know for a fact that this is wrong. Hold on. Thank you. You reminded me of this. Does it have the... it does. It does. Thank you. Thank you, random game website. This is what Boogie thinks of his anti-fans, by the way.
Take things out of context. Take things out of take things out of context. Take things out of position and create a brand new narrative for it. They take something someone tweeted, something someone said, and tries to make it look worse than it really is for the purposes of just destroying somebody's life. If you are this person, and you know who you are, it might be difficult to reconcile that you are that person. But if you are that person, I ask you a favor. Please keep doing it to me. Don't do it to other people. Let me be a martyr here. Martyr me. I'm going to stay online and I'm going to stay alive as long as I can. I'm going to waste as much of your time as you can. I'm going to say as much shit and do as much shit as I can to keep your attention so you don't do it to somebody else. I'm here for you to torture me and only me. I'm going to make a living letting you torture me. I'm going to be the next Dark Side Phil. I'm going to be the next Wings of Redemption. I'm going to spend every day online to keep you fucking busy so you don't do it to somebody else. So bring it. But I want you to know, I think you are the lowest of the low. I think you are the worst of the worst. I think that there are fucking rapists and Nazis out there who, even though they are rapists and fucking Nazis, they are more redeemable than you because at least they're doing something they fucking believe in. They may be pieces of garbage. They may be pieces of shit. They may harm other people, but at least they believe what they fucking stand for. You stand for nothing. You stand for nothing.
So, yeah, when Boogie says this,
And the way that they choose not to engage is by pretending that they're better than other people, right? Like, I've literally had a PR person say, you have to pretend that you're above these people. You have to be above these people. But I can't do that. Everybody is on the same level as me in my mind. I'm not better than anybody, and nobody's better than me. We're all just people. We're all just organisms living on this wet rock, hurtling through space, man. I treated this person like a fellow human being.
so it's almost as if Boogie is a liar. It's almost as if every single word that comes out of Boogie's mouth is suspect because he will just lie with absolutely zero effort, without the slightest hesitation to make himself look like the victim, to make himself look like he is a downtrodden hero. He'll just flat out lie like that. It's really great, right?
It did not have the intended results, and I fucked up. That was a fuck up on my part. I will not make that mistake again. Secondly, once this guy was in town, and this guy was threatening me from my neighborhood, I should have fled. I should have left my house. I really should have. I considered it, getting a hotel and leaving, but I knew I couldn't take my dogs with me. I knew I couldn't take all of my property with me, and I was afraid of my house getting broken into, my dog getting hurt. I was afraid of that.
Which is why I opened the door when he came to the front of my house, because I was afraid he was going to get in and he was going to hurt my dog and break my stuff. Yeah, again, Boogie will just lie at the drop of a hat.
I stayed home, and that was a dumb fucking thing to do. I could have found a place, even if I just had to sleep in my car, that could have protected my dog. I could have given him to a friend or a neighbor. I could have let my house get burnt down. This is all just physical stuff. This doesn't matter. I can replace anything. My life is more important. My dogs, my friends' lives, my neighbors' lives are more important. That was a dumb thing to do, to stay home. But the other reason I didn't leave my house is because I was talking to all these people who knew him. He's not.
I think it's weird because it comes off as if he's trying to insinuate that Frank was the one that brought a gun. Like Frank was the armed and dangerous one. That's I have no idea. I have no idea like who buys this sort of crap, but apparently some people do. I'm gonna just say this. Boogie is very lucky to not get any jail time. Well, maybe not lucky, just due to the fact that he has no prior criminal record. If he had a prior criminal record, he would probably be in jail. He would definitely be in jail.
Not actually going to show up. That's not why he's in town. He's not actually going to do that. You don't have to worry about it. He's not actually unhinged. He's not actually crazy. He's not. Turns out they were wrong. That was, again, stupid to listen to those people. And then once this guy was on my property, I should have went back to the first thing I discussed, the first mistake I made, which is not to engage. Didn't matter the fact that this guy was calling me every name in the book through my door.
Now, noted, the engagement part is kind of true. What he should have done is leave now. I'm calling the police. Because if he stays on, then you get him on trespassing. It's really that simple.
Didn't matter the fact that he was trying to pound my door down. None of that mattered, right? I should have called.
Also, I just want to note, he says that he pounded on the door. This is not pounding on the door, okay?
Knock, motherfucker. Come on, you fucking pussy. What's the deal? Where's the gun at, you fat?
This is like very gently rasping on the door. Boogie, like, come on, dude. Stop with this, this victim narrative, please. Holy crap. Let me
Called 911, retreated to the back side of the house where I would have been my safest, and waited for the cops to arrive. That's what I should have done. If you are ever in that situation, that's what you should do. People have long speculated as to why I opened the door and why.
No, you should declare that they need to leave now and that you're calling the police, because then you get them on trespassing. Like, that would have been that's like the smart play. If you want to get this guy like to leave you alone, like a trespassing charge will probably do it.
I went out front, and I'll tell you why. In my PTSD rattled brain, I thought this person is here for me and only me. He doesn't give a shit about my roommate. He doesn't give a shit about the random repair guy that's in my house right now. He only wants to hurt me.
Which is weird because you just said that you were afraid for your dog's life. So, a little inconsistent already.
So if I go out front, he can do whatever he wants to me, and he'll leave everybody else alone. That was my thought process. I opened that door to protect the people that were in my house and sacrifice myself. And for those of you who know what I think about myself,
he's literally just like Jesus, guys. Holy crap. This freaking Messiah complex that Boogie has is really obnoxious. I really don't like Boogie.
who know about my personal feelings about myself, know about the suicidal tendencies I've had in my life, that should make obvious sense, right? That's what I was thinking at that moment. However, that's not what I should have done. And you shouldn't do it either, right? Let the cops do their job and protect and serve. That's what you should do. But the biggest...
Record them and call them 5'1" outside of your property. Just laugh at them and call them 5'1".
mistake I made, the mistake that I regret the most, is firing a warning shot. You know, I had some gun training. I'd gone to the range a few times with guns, not that weapon, but other weapons. You can see that on my YouTube channel. I knew that eventually there was a chance I would need to protect myself, or my roommate would need to protect us. And we prepared ourselves for that eventuality, right? I didn't prepare enough. Too many movies was running through my brain. There's no such thing as a warning shot. And what I can tell you is that you only pull the trigger on a weapon when you are prepared to kill, planning to kill, or you're in a safe place to do it, like a gun range. That's the only time you ever do it, right? There's a chance, however small it might be, that someone can get hurt otherwise. And that...
Guys, I totally didn't engage in dangerous things, okay? No one got hurt. It was a very small chance. I did nothing wrong. I did everything right. I did everything right.
That's obviously what I did wrong in the situation. And it has fucked me up every day. Every day. I've never been able to say how much it fucked me up on Twitter, how bad I feel about it, how awful I feel about it. I couldn't talk about the fact that I went door to door to apologize to my neighbors and friends in this area. I wasn't able to talk about any of that.
Can you imagine having to deal with Boogie as a neighbor? It's like, listen, I'm sorry. I kind of spurged out and I shot a gun in the air because somebody on the internet was calling me fat. Oh my gosh.
I'm glad I can talk about it now, though. We do not pull a trigger on a weapon unless we intend to kill, or unless we're in a very safe place to do that. I don't do it. You don't do it. Nobody does it. Do you understand? It's a very stupid, stupid thing to do. If you take nothing else from this video, make sure you understand that it's only for Hollywood, that's only for the movies. And whereas I'm glad to admit these things, whereas I'm glad to take my lumps financially and PR-wise and on YouTube and on the internet and
such a martyr,
else,
guys.
I do want to point out that I should have never been in that situation to begin with. I have no clue how to...
Right, you shouldn't have told them to come to your house. Exactly.
Oh, hey there, kids. It's time for the Shameless Shekel Shakedown.
I'm not gonna lie. The fact we are going to miss out on Frank filming the trial and testifying is a loss I don't think anyone can recover from.
Chances are he wouldn't be allowed to bring the camera inside the courtroom, but it would have been kind of funny if Frank did go and testify against Boogie. That would have been Kino. I would I would not blame people who go and test to watch that testimony. Holy crap, that sounds like it'd have been funny as hell.
Navigate a situation like that. I wasn't prepared for that. And even if I was prepared for that, or you were prepared for that, can you promise me you know exactly what to do and you would be...
Yes, the thank you for the 10, Victor. But yeah, seriously, like, oh my goodness, Boogie just, he really wants to project this image of wholesomeness, and it's so disingenuous and lame.
That situation to begin with. I have no clue how to navigate a situation like that. I wasn't prepared for that. And even if I was prepared for that, or you were prepared for that, can you promise me you know exactly what to do and you would be able to do it in a high, tense, stress situation like that?
Yes. Tell them to leave, call the police, inform them that you've called the police, and wait for the police to arrive. That's all you do. If they come inside the house, shoot them. That's all you have to do. It's all you have to do.
Most of us are going to make mistakes, right? I literally am clinically diagnosed with a disease that makes stressful situations difficult for me.
Which is probably like a reason why you shouldn't be allowed to hold a firearm, Boogie.
So, of course I was going to make a mistake there. That's why these people chose me. Because they knew I would. They knew it would make good internet, and they hoped that they would get clout and fame from it.
I mean, he's not wrong, and it was very good internet for that. I will say, this was 100% grade A internet.
That's why I was chosen. At the end of the day, I've never fought back for myself.
That gun wasn't his. That was his roommate's. Boogie isn't allowed to own a firearm because he bought like a weed dispensary license, because I believe Arkansas has recreational marijuana.
Before, right? This was a first for me. I've been abused by bullies on the internet, bullies in real life. I've been mentally and physically and emotionally and sexually assaulted, even by my own parents, and I never really fought back. I never really stood up for myself. This was the first time I ever did that, and I don't regret trying to stand up for myself. I do regret the results. I do regret the way I did it, right? Obviously. But I don't regret the fact that I finally grew a fucking backbone.
I mean, not really. Not really. Boogie, this is still like a massive L for you, to be honest. I still like, even outside of like not getting jail time, Boogie looks like a massive pussy. The way that he like winces as he fires the warning shot up in the air just really says it all. Like, Boogie, you're like the archetypal coward that like quote unquote grows a pair when you have a firearm. No one buys this, Boogie. I'm sorry.
I just wish it had played out differently, right? And more importantly, I'm just glad nobody got hurt. Not me, not the stalker, not anybody.
Again, the stalker that you told to come to your house. Like, come on, dude. Come on.
Else. I'm just glad nobody got hurt. Thank God. Now, for those of you who have made it this far and you're looking for the specifics, what the judge, my lawyer, and the prosecutor have agreed to here is called deferred adjudication. And basically, it kicks this whole thing down the road for 2 years. And at the end of that 2 years, it's very likely to get 346'd and go away. It will not be part of my record. It'll just basically disappear. And that's the best possible outcome for all things considered. We could have gone to court, but there's no guarantee that you'll win in the court situation. And it would,
even though you were extremely confident that anybody with a brain, including the jury and the judge and everybody, would see it your way. To be fair, Boogie did the smartest thing that he's done throughout this entire debacle, is that his attorney gave him advice and he took it. His attorney told him to shut the hell up.
It's time for the Shameless Shekel Shakedown.
I feel like this video was made for legal obligations and he's trying to hammer his fake wholesome BS in it.
No, he's trying to monetize the situation. He's trying to monetize the situation to get more money off the internet, because sympathy is a valid way to grow an audience. But yeah, it's 100% sympathy bait, 100%. But yeah, like he did exactly what everybody should do in a legal situation like this. Is his lawyer told him to shut the hell up, and you know what he did? He shut the hell up. He didn't talk about it until after all the paperwork was signed. If your lawyer tells you to shut the fuck up, then you need to shut the fuck up. That is 100% legal advice, chat. If you guys are ever in a legal situation, your lawyer tells you to shut the hell up, you need to shut the hell up.
It would be a horribly stressful thing to deal with. It could have been more damaging to my career, more damaging to the YouTube platform, more damaging.
No. YouTube already did damage to it because of this. Like, banning Frank was legit damage to YouTube's, like, overall viability. So thanks for that, Boogie.
To just my fucking sanity. Like, keep in mind, I have an anxiety disorder, and this looming over my head for the last 2 years has been my definition of a living hell. I've hated every second of it. It has affected every aspect of my life, and I'm just glad to have it be over. It is possible that by going to court we would have won. I think it's very likely. Even my lawyer thinks it was likely. I think even the prosecutor thinks it was likely. But that would have been months away. This way it's over, and I just fucking need it to be over.
Yeah, no, your lawyer told you to take the deal. I have a feeling Boogie might have actually wanted to defend his name in court, because he is that stupid. So I think his lawyer might have even wrangled him a little bit.
It's time for the Shameless Shekel Shakedown.
I'm pretty sure this Frank Castle situation is the only reason why Boogie hasn't fallen off sooner.
I mean, Boogie's been in a constant state of entropy for the last, like, 4 years, dude.
Right? Like, tear down whatever this tears down. Whatever the fallout is for it, that's the fallout, and I'll deal with it. I'm a survivor. That's what I do. I rebuild. I've rebuilt so many times in my life. I'll rebuild from this. I just needed to get to a point where I could fucking rebuild. And finally, we're there. To all of you that have stuck with me through all of this shit, thank you. God bless you. The positive messages from content creators and from fans and from friends has meant the world to me. I cannot thank you enough, because sometimes I get it into my mind that these people who hate me are correct and that I'm some sort of fucking supervillain or something.
No, you're just a dumb retard who does dumb retarded shit. That's really like the summation of everything that's wrong with Boogie. He's just a dumb retard who does dumb retarded stuff. I still don't like him though. He's just he's so freaking plastic, dude. He's more fake than his teeth.
And it really does a number on me. But with your positivity, your kindness, and your love, I mean, we're talking some of the biggest content creators on the platform reaching out to me to support me through this. With that kind of support and that kind of love, it made it possible for me to get through this, and God bless you for it. Thank you.
It's okay. You'll be suicidal 2 years down the road. No one's going to be surprised when it happens either, to be honest. Like, Boogie's going to bitch and moan about other things. Like, he's going to ride this W for, like, as long as he can. And then he's going to fall off again. He's going to, oh, woe is me. It's so miserable being Boogie2988. I'm such a dumb, fat piece of shit. And no one's going to care. No one's going to care.
Thank you. That said, I really want to hit the ground running again. I'm done lying low. I want to get back to 3 to 5 videos a week, right? Even if they're not even that good, just to put them out there for fun, so that you can enjoy them. I want to get back to 3 to 5 streams a week, because you deserve that. There's people who've been subscribed to me on Twitch for 5 years, 6 years, who've been waiting for me to come back full time, and I want to come back full time. It's going to take me a little while.
This is the only thing that was keeping me. I have a feeling this is also going to fall through. Like, I can really see this is going to fall through. I 100% predict this. He will backslide into being lazy.
To mentally prepare for that. I'm not gonna.
We don't deserve 3 to 5 streams of Boogie per week. Gosh damn, Liger fan, that was brutal.
Lie. This has been bad. This has been hard on the old brain. But I want to fight for it. I'm not somebody who lets him close doors in his face very often. I knock them wide back open. You close this door on me, I'm going to pound on it until I open it up. That's who I am. So I'm not ready for this chapter of my life to close. I'm ready to get back at it, and I hope you'll be there. I want my YouTube videos to be funny and edgy and weird again. Even though I had to lay low and I couldn't do that for a while, I want them to be funny, edgy, and weird again. I want my streams to be funny, edgy, and weird again. Even though I was terrified that it would be taken out of context to mess with people or something, you know? But I'm done. I'm done letting those people rule my life. They've done as much damage as they can. Fuck it now. Fuck it. This is, for all intents and purposes, I think, the last big shot I have for this whole social media thing. And I don't want to let it pass me by. So we're gonna
I have a feeling it will. I think this video will perform relatively well. Like, a lot of large YouTubers came out in public support of Boogie when this entire thing happened. And I have a feeling that they're going to give him some positive feedback just due to the fact of Frank coming to his house is pretty much the entirety of the story, whereas like most main YouTubers are concerned. Boogie's so fucking fake and transparent, dude. I don't know what to tell you. It's I guess I hope he does do well, because that would be nice for him, I guess. But I honestly don't care, you know.
give it a shot. That said, guys, I'll end this video the way I always do. I want to say thank you for sticking by me. Thank you for watching. Even if you hate me because of the things that have happened and you decide that this video is just horrible, thank you for hearing me out.
He lies a couple of times in this vid. He lies like multiple times in this vid. The specific one was they never told Boogie to come to, or told Frank to go to his house. That's just a flat out lie. He's like, oh well, there was a nuance to it, and I was being sarcastic. Yeah, but you flat out told him to come to your house. I do also want to shout out our boy who has been in the chat a couple of times, and I think I've talked to him a couple of times on Discord and Twitter. But Miguel Alberto will be having Mr. Medicare on his cozy.tv channel on Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Miguel is it's pretty cool. I like Miguel so far. I've talked to him like a couple of times. I'm actually really surprised he got on Cozy, but good for him. Make sure that you guys go and watch him on there. Literally who? Yeah, I know, but he asked if Jim would come on, and Jim said, "Yeah." This is like the shoot your shot thing, dude. Good for him. Good for him.